Hello, good morning. It's morning where I am today, and I have decided to come outdoors just because I'm allowed to be outdoors. I'm just in the back garden. I haven't shown you the garden because still have to do some work on that, waiting for some more warmth to come over. And so today I want to share again with you from Psalm 23. And yesterday I said I was going to read the second verse to that, but I've just felt in my waiting upon the Lord share a different verse with you today, but from Psalm 23. So I'm going to read the whole psalm once again, and then if you want, you can join me where you are. I'm sure you can hear the birds singing, ahead above me, and we're just celebrating the goodness of God on a new day today. So this is what Psalm 23 says: "The Lord is my shepherd; I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides my path He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen." And the verse I wanted to just share with you today from Psalm 23 is actually verse 5, which says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." And David had enemies, like we read two days ago. We read the third Psalm when David complains about how many are my enemies, oh Lord, how my enemies have increased. So David was aware of the presence of enemies against him in his life. But what he does is this: he learned to recognize that every time there was enemies around him, God prepared a table for him. Every time that there was an enemy around him, instead of looking for the enemy, I'm sure that David, what is telling us here is that he looked for the table, the prepared table before him. And a prepared table reminds me of a banquet. It's not just a random, okay, I'm going to save you some food while you're running away from your enemies. It's really that, you go to a banquet that's been set, a table that's been set with all the cutlery in place, all the different wine glasses and the water glasses, and everything is set properly. It's a table that is set. It's a prepared table. And so God has a prepared table for his people in the presence of the enemies. Now, we don't really talk about enemies in the physical as in other human beings. We're supposed to love our enemies, we're supposed to forgive our enemies. Really, they're not supposed to be the people that we're focusing on. But we have an enemy who is the evil one, who comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And even in the presence of that, even when things seem to be going in a way that we don't understand around us, God has a table prepared for us. And of course, a table is when you sit and eat, and you get nourishment from your food. And it's this circumstance that we are in that I think we need to learn to find the nourishment for our spirit, the nourishment for our minds, so that our minds are refreshed. So as the psalmist says, "You restore my soul." You prepare a table for me, but he also restores my soul. And to find that place in the midst of all the challenge that we face, how long are we going to be facing this disease? How many more people are going to die? All those questions, God says he has prepared a table before us in the presence of our enemies. So I want you to look around today. I want you to look around and say, I'm going to feast today. I'm going to feed my spirit today. I'm going to find strength in the Lord today. I'm going to nourish my soul today. I'm going to nourish my mind today, so that although anxiety could be a problem, I am nourished, I'm refreshed in God. Although fear might grip me, I am nourished and strengthened in God. No matter what circumstance I'm in, as long as there's an enemy for me, I know that God has a prepared table for me. And I want to encourage you today to look for the prepared table that God has for us. I don't know how, and it seems a bit odd to be talking of a prepared table in the midst of such dreadful circumstances. But God has a table for us. And God has a way in which we're going to come out of this stronger than we went in. grown much more than we went in, not lacking anything, like we said yesterday, increased in every way, promoted in every way. I mean, not lacking anything, provided in every way. I mean, God has a way of making sure that our table is prepared, even when the enemy is around us. And I want you to live with that memory today, to that thought in your heart today, to cultivate that and to let it envelope everything that we're going through now, and to be surrounded by the fact that no matter how it might look to the human eye, there is something that's going to nourish me. There is something that's going to strengthen me. There is something that's going to come out of this that's increasing. And even when I'm going through the situation, I'm being strengthened. I'm being restored. I'm being renewed. I'm being refreshed. I'm being increased. And I'm going to grow out of this. And I'll come out much bolder, stronger, and much more mature in the things of God. Hey, come on, be encouraged and go through this day knowing that God has a table prepared for you and for me. God bless you.